I have the Paramount MX connected. Type in M42, click find, center, and we're going to do a closed loop slew. Wait for a second, the telescope is slewing. I have the crosshairs here showing the center of the frame, and it landed right on the center. We'll go over to the focus tab, camera, focus tools, add focus 3. We'll take a 1 second picture. We'll set the focus area subframe. We'll hit autofocus. Looks like it's a little out of focus. I'm using the TeleVue 127 and the ZWO ASI 533 one-shot color camera on my setup tonight. This can take a couple of minutes while it goes back and forth and hunting for focus. I have a little bit of slop in my focus, so the focus doesn't work as well as I've had it work in the past because there's a little bit of play in the focusing setup that I have. You can see the bottom graph in the bottom, it's plotting the full width half maximum on the bottom. It's found focus, we close that. Okay, we close that, and now we're going to go up to camera again. I'm going to try something different tonight. I'm going to try the live stack feature. Actually, before I go to live stack, I'll click the auto save. Auto save is clicked. Over here to live stack. Live stack, and let's set a time. Let's do 30 seconds. The mount's certainly capable of a lot more than 30 seconds, but let's do 30 seconds so we can see the difference. Just 30 seconds until I tell it to stop. I'm not binning, and you can see right here that I'm going to save each file, so after I can, do flats and darks and compile it properly. But this will just give us a rough idea of what happens at 30 seconds. Then it's going to keep adding each 30-second picture. If I wanted to, I could do flats and darks and have this all minus as it's doing the live stack, but I'm going to do it later and process it properly after. There's our first shot coming in. I'll just move the camera a little closer. You don't get a great picture because it's a video of the laptop, and the laptop's a bit of an older laptop, but there's a shot there. You can see a little bit of vignetting up to the top left-hand corner. That'll all come out once I process the photo. You can see over here, it's now taking the second shot. You'll see when you have a second shot added how much less noise you get in the photo. There it is there, and it's going to come in there. Yeah, and you see it's starting to get a little darker. Again, not great detail because I'm trying to shoot a video of a monitor, and we'll just let it do one more shot, and then later on I'll show you what it looks like with more shots at it. And another photo coming in. You're starting to see some nebulosity, some color. 30 seconds for my setup is probably a bit too long. You can see in the very middle I'm blowing out the cores, so you'd want to do some shorter integrations later on in the evening so you can blend it with the longer exposures so you don't blow out the core and the trapezium. There we have it at 2 minutes, and you can see the next photo will come in. So you can see quite a difference already in the level of noise in the photo. There's still a lot of noise. It's not a very good picture still, but it's much improved from the single sub. It's pretty cold out tonight. I have the door closed on my little telephone booth style room, and I have a heater turned on in the bottom, so it's not horrible, but it's still cold. It's still pretty drafty in here. And we're at 3 minutes. I like doing it this way sometimes because you can get a visual look and quick gratification, I suppose, of what you're looking at. And it's nice to see this, and then later on, because it's saving each individual frame, you can go back and process the photo and hopefully get a much better photo when you're done. This is also great if you don't want to do imaging for a night, or you have friends and family over and you just want to show them some objects. You can go to an object, take a couple of shots, they can have a look, then salute to another object and do it again, and they get to see the color and everything, and you don't have to worry about having an eyepiece and people adjusting focus or breathing on an eyepiece when it's really cold and having the eyepiece fog up. So a lot of benefits to doing this type of observing. And here we are. So 4 minutes, that would be 8 individual 30-second pictures so far. And you can see you're getting some nice nebulosity and color. I'm in a Bortle 8-9 downtown, close to downtown Kitchener. So the sky, you know, it's pretty bright. There's a ski hill maybe a couple of kilometers away from me that's all lit up at nighttime. There's a total of 5 minutes done, starting into the 6th minute. And you can start seeing some of the nebulosity. I think this is one of the targets that a lot of beginners try to do. It's an easy one to find and easy to start getting some good results, but it takes some skill down the road to process it properly and not have the trapezium overexposed. And we're almost at 6 minutes. And there we are at 6 minutes. The program that I'm using is the SkyX Professional Edition. It came with the Paramount MX mount that I bought. I really like the software. Some people say there's a bit of a learning curve, and there is a bit of a learning curve, but I guess if you were to learn 4 or 5 different programs and put them all together, that's what you get in the SkyX. So if you don't have experience knowing how to run the individual programs, then and you first start with the SkyX, it can seem a little overwhelming because there's a lot of things that the SkyX is capable of doing. There's 7 minutes. Seven and a half minutes. Sliders down at the bottom. You can adjust the scale, the highlights, the color settings. Typically, I don't do anything here. I'll do all my post-processing after. The files are being saved as FITS files, untouched. And we'll have a look over here. Okay, so there's 8 minutes, 75% less noise. And we'll go over here and you can start seeing more of the nebulosity up to the left and over to the right, getting more and more detail. Okay, I'm going to stop the video from here and carry on for a little while doing this. Okay, here I am back again. You can see over here on the right hand side, we're at 13 minutes and I've adjusted the sliders a little bit on the bottom. And you can start to see quite a bit difference than a few minutes ago. Looking at this, I can tell that my focus is a little bit off. The telescope has been out for days in my observatory, but it's still not adjusted to the temperature, and maybe I need to tweak my focus a little bit more. You can see the stars are not quite where I'd like them to be. And here we are approaching 14 minutes, 13 and a half minutes, and soon be 14 minutes. You can see that noise is 80.75% less than what we originally started with. That's why the integration time continues to improve the image as you go on, because the signal keeps improving and the noise is less and less. You can see some of the finer details in the structure. And here we are, 14 minutes, 81.1% less noise. I think it's incredible what you can see, you know, with a telescope and a camera. The other thing that I've done here as well is over on the top left-hand side, I've zoomed in a little bit. And you can see there's controls over here for zooming in and zooming out and panning around. And 14 and a half minutes. We'll let it go to 15 minutes. Not a perfect image, but not bad. And there we have 15 minutes, 81.74% less noise. As more time goes on, you need a lot more integration time to get the noise down. The beginning, it almost cuts it in half, the first few exposures, but then as you get more and more exposures, it takes longer and longer to make a difference and improve the signal and reduce the noise. And there we have it. Thanks very much for watching. Hi, so here we have 111 minutes of 30-second subs, so that's about 222 subs. And there's the final image. Again, no calibration files used, and it hasn't been processed. If you like this video and would like to see more videos, please leave a like and comment below. Thanks again for watching.